Number 11. Most teammates with 200 or more hits. Baseball is known for its unique milestones, and one of the more celebrated of these is getting 200 hits in one season. Though infrequent, it is not uncommon to see a few players reach this milestone in a given year. But just how many players on the same team have reached this milestone in one season? The answer is 4, and this has been accomplished twice. The first team to do this was the 1929 Philadelphia Phillies, who saw Lefty O'Doul, Chuck Klein, Fresco Thompson, and Pinky Whitney achieve 200 hits. Though this Phillies lineup was pretty capable, their pitching staff wasn't, so they only finished 5th of 8 in the National League. The second team to have 4 players with 200 or more hits was the 1937 Detroit Tigers, who saw G. Walker, Charlie Gehringer, Pete Fox, and Hank Greenberg reached the 200-hit milestone. This Tigers team would finish their season in second place behind the New York Yankees. Number 10. Most teammates with 200 or more strikeouts. Only one pitching staff in baseball history has had as many as 4 pitchers with 200 or more Ks. In 2018, the Cleveland Indians featured Carlos Carrasco, Corey Kluber, Trevor Bauer, and Mike Clevenger, all of whom struck out 200 or more batters. This dominant Indians team finished first in the AL Central, but were swept by the Astros in the ALDS. Number 9. Most sacrifice flies in the postseason. 2 playoff titans share the all-time record of 6 sac flies in postseason play. Bernie Williams compiled 6 in his 121 career postseason games, coming in 6 different series. Manny Ramirez also compiled 6 sac flies in 111 postseason games. In addition to this sac fly record, these sluggers rank near the top in many other all-time postseason records, and have a combined 6 World Series rings. Number 8. Reaching on catcher's interference in the All-Star Game. Catcher's interference, sometimes abbreviated as CI, is one of the more rare plays in baseball, and may only happen a few times each season. In MLB's 90 All-Star Games, this play has only happened once. It came in the bottom of the 7th of the 1991 Midsummer Classic in Toronto. Brewers star Paul Molitor managed to reach base on interference by Astros catcher Craig Biggio. It was Molitor's only plate appearance in the game. He didn't score, and altogether, this play was pretty meaningless. Number 7. Being named MVP of the Championship Series in both leagues. The League Championship Series has been a part of baseball since 1969, but the MVP awards associated with it were not introduced until 1977 and 1980 in the National League and American League, respectively. Since the Championship Series MVP award has been up for grabs, just 3 players have managed to win it twice, and only Orel Hershiser has done so in both leagues. Hershiser won NLCS MVP honors in 1988 with the Dodgers, and ALCS MVP honors in 1995 with the Indians. 1988 in particular was a very special year for Hershiser, who threw 59 consecutive scoreless innings in the regular season, breaking a record held by former Dodger Don Drysdale. Hershiser would also be named MVP of the World Series and capture a Cy Young Award. Number 6. MVP in both leagues. Going off of that last fact, let's explore the feat of being named regular season MVP in both leagues. Only one player has done this. Hall of Famer Frank Robinson won the award in 1961 with the National League Reds after hitting .323 with 37 home runs, 124 RBIs, and a league-leading slugging percentage, OPS, and OPS+. 5 years later, after being traded to the AL Orioles, Robinson won his second MVP and led Baltimore to its first ever world title. In his 66 MVP campaign, Robinson was also a Triple Crown winner, and interestingly, he never led the league in home runs, RBIs, or average any other year of his career. Though Robinson is the only player to win MVP in both leagues, I wanted to note that 6 players have won a Cy Young Award in both leagues. In Gaylord Perry, Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, Roger Clemens, Roy Halladay, and Max Scherzer. Number 5. Most home wins in a season. 1961 was the year that saw American League schedules jump from 154 games to 162 games in order to accommodate for the new expansion teams. During this 1961 expansion season, the New York Yankees, playing 81 games at Classic Yankee Stadium, delivered a record 65 wins at home home. That season, the Bombers featured a powerhouse lineup with familiar names like Mickey Mantle, Elston Howard, Bill Skowron, Yogi Berra, and of course, Roger Maris, who broke Babe Ruth's single-season home run record in '61. The Yankees also featured Cy Young winner Whitey Ford, who captured 12 of his 25 wins at home. New York only lost 16 home games in 1961, making their at-home winning percentage .802. At the end of the season, the Yankees had tallied 109 wins, which, at the time, was the third highest total by an American League team. The Yankees would win the 1961 World Series against the Reds in 5 games. Number 4. Most consecutive postseason appearances. The wild card era of baseball, which began in 1994, has given quality teams a better chance of making the playoffs. In this era, one team managed to make it to the postseason 14 consecutive times, but they didn't even need a wild card slot. That's right, for 14 straight seasons, from 1991 to 2005, the Atlanta Braves won 14 straight division titles. During this streak, they won 100 games 6 times and won fewer than 90 games only once. The Braves captured 6 National League pennants in this time and a mean reputation as a baseball powerhouse. Interestingly, the year before their 14-year streak began, the Braves finished dead last in all of baseball. Fortunately, Bobby Cox's terrific leadership and some of the franchise's most accomplished stars helped steer Atlanta towards success in the years to come. Number 3. Playoff teams with ERAs at or above 5. Any manager might tell you that a major ingredient to playoff success is strong pitching. 3 teams have chosen to ignore this philosophy, entering the playoffs with collective ERAs at or above 5. All 3 are from the high-octane, power-hitting 1990s. The 1996 Baltimore Orioles had the highest team ERA entering the playoffs, at 5.15. They actually made it to the ALCS, but lost to the Yankees. In postseason play, they had 3 games with 5 or more earned runs allowed. The other teams to enter the playoffs with ERAs at or above 5 are the 1998 and 1999 Texas Rangers, who entered with 5.00 and 5.07 ERAs, respectively. They were swept in the ALDS in back-to-back seasons by the Yankees. Man, these guys were good. The highest ERA by a World Series winning team actually belongs to the 2000 Yankees, who had a collective ERA of 4.76. We'll take that as the ceiling for now. Number 2. Triple Crown hitters who didn't win MVP. In 2012, Miguel Cabrera became the first Triple Crown hitter baseball had seen since 1967, when Carl Yastrzemski accomplished the feat. Though Cabrera's season was impressive and historically important, many argue that he should not have won MVP, and that the honor should have been given to Mike Trout, who bested Cabrera in a number of offensive categories. As it turns out, if Cabrera, who led the AL in home runs, RBIs, and batting average, did not win MVP, it would have been totally precedented. Since the modern MVP award was first introduced in 1931, 3 Triple Crown hitters have failed to capture the honor. The first Triple Crown winner to not win MVP was Chuck Klein, who earned the NL Triple Crown in 1933, but came in second in MVP voting behind Carl Hubbell. The following year, Lou Gehrig won the American League Triple Crown, but failed to win MVP. He didn't even finish second in MVP voting. He finished 5th behind Mickey Cochrane, Charlie Gehringer, Lefty Gomez, and Schoolboy Rowe. Finally, Ted Williams also earned Triple Crown honors but failed to win MVP. Twice. That's right, Williams won 2 Triple Crowns in his career, one in 1942 and another in 1947, but failed to win MVP either time, losing to 2 Yankees named Joe. Interestingly, Williams would win 2 MVPs in his career, but never in a season in which he was a Triple Crown winner. Number 1. Hall of Fame pitchers with losing records. Being a member of the Baseball Hall of Fame means that you are among the best in the sport's history, but that doesn't mean that everything on your resume is perfect. 5 full-time pitchers in the Baseball Hall of Fame have losing records in the MLB, most of whom were relief pitchers. In Trevor Hoffman, Lee Smith, Bruce Sutter, Raleigh Fingers, and Satchel Paige, whose major league statistics are only a glimpse of the man's true prowess as he spent his prime in the Negro Leagues. These are the only 5 Hall of Fame pitchers to have losing career records. However, there are a number of position players in the Hall who were given a few pitching appearances and also came out with losing records. They are Tommy McCarthy, Dan Brothers, Cap Anson, Jake Beckley, George Davis, Jim O'Rourke, Jesse Burkett, Buck Ewing, and George Sisler. Of the hundreds of stars inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame as players, just 5 pitchers and 14 total have losing records in the majors.